The next one I want to take a look at is this arrow. And you can see it uses 45, 30, 60 degree set squares. And our angles go at 15 degree increments in some places. So I'm going to look at this, and I also notice a couple of things, and that is it's symmetrical. And you can see the line right here that the top half is a mirror image of the bottom half. Whenever I see that, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to click and drag, and you can actually see right here, there's my template set up there. I'm going to go down here to my object snaps, and I'm going to set this to move in 15 degree increments. Okay, so right here, I'm going to start at this point, and I can see that this is 15 degrees from the vertical to this side, and this line goes up until it reaches the mark that is 60 millimeters above. So that's a handy thing to do. I don't need to measure that at all. If I go straight up, you can see that that is 60, but I'm going to move over until I hit this first 15 degree increment. So you can see it's 75 degrees from the horizontal. 75 plus 15 is 90. Press enter, and there's my first line. Now I know that's 15 degrees because I locked it to every 15 degrees. If you want to double check, you can measure that. You can see right there down at the bottom it says 15 degrees. Okay. Now, next line, same thing. 15 degrees. I don't know how far this goes out, but I'll figure that out in a bit. I'm just going to draw a line starting here, going off at 15 degrees, and I'm just going to draw that all the way over there. And I'll come back and clean that up later. Starting from this midpoint right here, there's a line that goes down at a 45 degree angle. Now, how do I know it's 40? Well, it's 45 up here. I can assume this is 45 down here. That's a lot of things to assume, but sometimes you can just kind of, it's a given. And I can see that this line goes all the way down again. I'm going to assume that goes down to the bottom. So start from this point right here, and I'm going down at a 45 degree angle. Now it says 135 degrees, which is 90 plus 45. So you do kind of have to know your angles a bit if you're going to be using this. Okay. So there. Now, the last thing is a line that goes up from here and meets this line right here. And I can see that this angle is going to be 75 degrees. Okay. So start here, and I'm going to go up at 75 degrees, and I'm going to intersect at that point right there. And enter. All right, so the last thing I need to do is I'm going to use my trim function. I want to get rid of that line right there, and I want to get rid of that line right there. And there is half of my arrow. Now to do the other half, I'm going to hold my mouse button down. I'm going to drag a loop around here, so this is a selection loop. Now notice I accidentally selected the frame too. I don't want to select the frame. I'm going to press enter. So what I'll do is I'll just individually select my lines. There we go. Or the other thing I could actually do is I could turn my guide layer off temporarily, then select all my lines, and then turn my guide layer back on. Okay. There's always a bit of a trick of trying to select things, some things, but not others. Okay, so I've selected all of those lines. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to use the mirror command. You can see where this is going. Now, once I've chosen the mirror command, it says, what is the mirror line? Well, here's the first point right here. And you can see it's going to mirror across that orange line. So I just have to make sure that orange line matches this line. Now I'm also asking, do I want to erase the source object? No, I want to keep that. And there we go. There's the arrow. So you can see I didn't really draw it kind of in one continuous piece. I drew it in parts, erased some bits. That's usually the strategy. You kind of have to think ahead a little bit as to how you want to draw your objects, but very rarely do you ever go and draw straight through.